Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports TV. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. Now, a lot of our athletic teams are taking spring break week off, but the baseball teams are still playing, and we're going to talk a little baseball here in this first segment. Now, just this past Friday, Riverside rededicated their baseball field, now Trojan Field. Celebrated that with an important 8-5 win over the Lakeview Lions. Eagles out early and held off the Lions, who made a run at them. Jacob Harrison was 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. Orlando Lynch had a couple of RBI. And the starting and winning pitcher, Drew Coffey, went 2 for 3 with an RBI. He struck out 8 in his 5 innings of work, and Harrison got the save. Now, earlier, Riverside in the week, they had beaten Athens Christian, and they lost to George Walton. And we bring to the show now Coach Mike Hutch, a baseball boss over at the Eagles of Riverside Military Academy. And Coach, thanks for taking time out during spring break week to be with us.
Thank you very much.
Carl Trojan of Asheville, North Carolina, was the guy who saw a need and gave you some money.
Yes, sir. He came by our field, I guess, over the summer last year and knew that we needed our facilities upgraded, and he donated $50,000, which took care of our dugouts and our concession stand, press box.
Well, not only was it a celebration, though, but I guess maybe almost as important as getting all that upgrade was the fact that you went out and won the baseball game, and that was a key game for you.
Yes, that was important because he was there, and we dedicated the field for him. So it was a good victory. Plus, anytime you beat a rival, as Lakeview across the street from us, it was a good win.
8-8 at the time we're doing this interview, 6-5 in the region. So overall, are you fairly pleased with the way that the season has gone?
Yeah, I'm really pleased. Right now we're tied in the 5th slot. Top 4 teams in our region go to state. So the team that we played today, Athens Academy, we're both tied. Lakeview, we were tied with them, and we haven't beaten them on on Friday. If we win today, that puts us in a good situation.
Pretty good leadership on this team with 6 seniors.
Yeah, we have Jacob Harrison's our #1 pitcher, and then we have our #2 is Christian Ferris, #3 is Drew Coffey. When you get 3 seniors, 1, 2, and 3, that's pretty good leadership. And then we have our right fielder, Orlando Lynch. We have a couple other seniors who are doing a great job too. But what we've done this year is made some adjustments. We play better defense. Our pitching's pretty good when you get seniors, leading your staff. But we've also swung the bat pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a pretty good recipe for success
yes,
right there.
Sure is.
Now, I've talked to other coaches at Riverside, and they say you guys are unique in the fact that not only do you have people from all over the state, but all over the country, sometimes from all over the world, and at times you don't know who you're going to have till the season starts. Now, that's a little bit different with baseball because at least you've had them, or for the most part, you've had them there for most of the year. But do you see that kind of turnover with baseball that you see in some of the other sports at Riverside?
No. When I took the job, when I came over from Athens Christian, I knew they had a good group of young men because we were in the same region. And that was one of the first things I did when I went over and interviewed. I talked to those kids and made sure it's checked and see if they're coming back. So I think when we start winning in our sports, these kids will continue to come back. But it is one of the things that we're a little bit leery about. Only keeping them from 1 year and then they end up going somewhere else. But I think if we can win, they will stay here. They will stay home.
Winning breeds success.
Yes, yes.
And people want to be associated with a winner.
Yes.
So how long have you been at Riverside now?
First year.
This is your first year?
Yes, sir.
Have you enjoyed it so far? I mean, not just the baseball team, but the whole ambiance of the military school.
It's great. It's different. I've never been in the military, but I love it. You don't have a discipline problem with any of your kids most of the time. And they're good kids. And, when you have any time of a situation when they live right there, so we have access to them at any time. Mm-hmm. And so that's the thing I like about it. But Colonel Benson has just done a super job with it, and he's done everything he can for our programs, supports it very well. I don't know if you noticed Friday he was at the game too, so we've got a lot of support, which is unusual. I'm not used to that as much. So.
Do you get a lot of the day kids from around the surrounding area, Hall County or any of that?
We have a few. I think 10% of the kids at our school are day cadets. We have one on the baseball team. Alec Ruthenthal is also our starting third baseman, senior, one of our top academic students at our school. He's the only one on our team who's a day cadet.
If you had to put your finger on 1 or 2 things for you, the key for you down the stretch here, and you're really into the meat of the schedule now with the region, on making the playoffs, what would it be?
Well, the first thing I told our kids when I took the job, when I sat down, you need to make a change. You have to change. That's the only way you're going to grow. What you've been doing in the past hasn't been good, and last year I think they won three games, if I'm not mistaken, 3 or 4. And this year we've already won 8. if you make that change, you're going to grow, and you're going to make those adjustments. Your attitude's going to change, and then that's what I was, trust the coaching staff. And all of them done that so far. We still have to tweak a few things, but you can see why. We've won 8 games. We've won actually 6 out of the last 7 games in the last 2 weeks. So anytime you win, that's a great accomplishment.
Coach, down the stretch, it's always important to stay healthy, isn't it?
Yes, we have. We use our pitching staff to a point where we have our number 1 and 2 go every day, and then we have a number 3 is more of a guy that comes in and saves for reliefs, and we'll rotate. So if the number 1 throws on Monday, if we play him Friday, he'll come in a relief on Friday for us. So that's how we rotate our pitching staff. Right now, everybody's healthy. Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you stay healthy down the stretch, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Coach Mike Hutch, Riverside Military Academy.
Thank you,
good luck
sir.
to the Eagles. In other baseball, Johnson had been playing pretty well, but they ran into Oconee County early last week and fell 12-3. Now, Johnson did have a big inning when they tied the game in the 3rd. Chris White and Brandon Adams both doubled in that frame. Then Oconee would add a run in the 5th, followed that with a 3-run 6th and a 5-run 7th. And that was it. Johnson also dropped one to Lumpkin County 6-3 last week, despite a homer and a double from Trey Wilson and a 3-for-4 night from A.J. Benefield. The Knights then bounced back and edged out Walnut Grove 3-1. Big blow was a 2 RBI single by Benefield. That broke a 1-all tie and scored Chris White and Wynn Griffith. Benefield also got the win, pitching a complete game and striking out 10. Gainesville rolled on with an 11-1 win over Monroe area. David Gonzalez got that win, striking out 8. Hunter Anglin drove in 5 on a 2-for-3 evening. Caleb Whittington was 2-for-2 with a homer and 2 RBI. Then the unbeaten Elephants beat up on Stevens County 11-0. Anglin smacked a homer and had 2 RBI. Michael Geddes picked up that win with 8 strikeouts in 5 innings. He also had 2 hits and an RBI. Flowery Branch beat Habersham Central 7-2 as Logan Conley and Drew Miles each homered for the Falcons. Miles went 2-for-4 with 2 RBI for the Branch. Andrew Lauer was 2-for-2 with a couple of RBI, and Kelton DeVoe went 2-for-4 with 2 runs driven in. The Branch also beat Hab Central 7-3 last week. Chandler Newton got that win. Brett Davidson and Justin Seabolt both had a couple of RBI for the Falcons. Brody Thomas was 2-for-3. And Miles and Conley both went deep for Flowery Branch in a 3-2 edging of Cedar Shoals. Lauer got that win. North Hall bounced back from losses to Oconee County and Stevens County and beat Franklin County 9-3 last week. Avery Smith went the distance and struck out 7. The Trojans batted around in the 2nd. The big blow, a 3-run triple by Zach Mize, who later added a walk and a run scored. Zach Mize 2-for-3 with that triple and 3 RBI. Also for North Hall, Griffin Olson was 2-for-4 with a double, and Jesse Strickland was 2-for-4. And the Trojans ended the week last week with a 10-0 Mercy Rule decision over Lanier. Mize started the scoring spree with a solo home run, while Preston Graham went the distance, walking none and striking out 9 as the Trojans went into double figures with their 10th win of the year.
Fellas, first of all, 10th win of the year. I mean, that's, you know, you're in double figures now. That always feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It's nice to get off to a good start, and maybe we'll get our team to keep rolling. Everybody's doing their part. Zach hitting a bomb to get the game started off right, and then me doing my part pitching, and then everybody fielding behind me. 9 strikeouts I had you for. Yes, sir.
You've got pretty good control right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My coach, Coach Kellogg, he's been working on me with my command mainly, and that's the one thing that I've really been working on is my command.
When it started raining like a dog, I mean, what effect does that have on you guys? Do you like to play in the rain?
Yeah. We don't let it bother us. We just have fun, get out here, and get dirty is what we do. Yes, sir.
Coach always says overcome adversity to win, and I mean that's one of the things you got to overcome when it starts. I mean, when it starts raining, the ball's slippery, and you know it's raining. You don't pick up the ball as well coming from the pitcher. I mean, it's just a figment of your imagination. You just got to overcome it and keep playing.
In fact, I thought the game was going to go on, but it looks like he just lost it out there in the outfield, and man, digging for home, scored it, and it ended a little bit early anyway, huh?
Yep.
You were seeing the ball. You must be pretty well.
Yes,
Had the big triple the other night, had the home run tonight. So this time of year, when you're kind of in the meat of the schedule, it's good to be seeing it, huh?
Yes, sir. It is. It's good to be seen. I mean, not just because I'm hitting the ball well, but you know, when your team's hitting the ball well, I mean, it makes you play better. Everybody starts swinging the bat better, and I mean, everybody's playing defense. You stay in the game more than not. You know, a couple people swinging the bat. You know, hits here and there. It's better when everybody's doing their part and everybody's getting hits, making plays in the field.
What about this guy right here now?
Oh, Preston. I mean, Preston's been our stud all year. I mean, every time we've asked him to pitch, I mean, he's done his job. I mean, I mean, he really hadn't had a bad game. He got off to a little bit of a rough start up there at Stevens County, but I mean, it wasn't like he was walking guys or hitting guys. He was throwing strikes and they were hitting the ball. They came out hitting the ball. And I mean, Preston, I said before this game, Coach, every game that Preston's pitched, Coach has said, "Have a night, Preston." And every time he said that, Preston's went out there and done his job, throwing strikes. And what was it Coach Kellogg said? What'd you throw, 40?
Through 52 strikes and only 20 balls.
Wow, didn't walk him, but did hit the guy.
Yeah,
But
yes,
didn't,
sir. Yes,
didn't,
sir.
didn't walk anybody. So
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you now, how is the team feeling about the season so far? I mean, it is a milestone to
Yes,
win
sir.
10 wins this time of year.
We're right now at the same spot we were last year. Coach talked about it last week, Wednesday at Stevens. We lost there last year too, and then Coach said we were at the same spot there as we are now this season and last season. So we just got to build on that and keep building and get better.
Now, in that Lanier game, North Hall designated hitter Colton Duttweiler got on base all 3 at-bats and had an RBI. The Trojans also had 6 stolen bases, including a pair of double steals in that win over the Longhorns. Other games, West Hall beat Lanier 9-5. Cameron Johnson helped the Spartans come back from a 5-1 deficit in the 5th inning with a bases-loaded double. Zach English went the distance for the win, while also helping himself out, going 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. And East Hall split a doubleheader with Union County last week, losing 4-2, then winning 8-3. We take you to the track when we return.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
There are hundreds of options when choosing apparel or promotional items at J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case. We're all about quality and competitive pricing. Sports items are in stock. Look for special pricing on Letterman jackets, corporate apparel, corporate gifts, and custom embroidery. All local high schools should check out the line of spirit wear and trophies. We're also offering custom screen printing available for any team sport. Be on the winning side when you choose J. Geyer Advertising and the Trophy Case, locally owned and operated at 250 Dawsonville Highway, Gainesville. Call 770-718-0062 or on the web at jgeyer.com and trophycaseltd.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Bruce. I'm the pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church. And this Sunday, this cross will be a cross of new life filled with fresh flowers. And we invite you to join us this Sunday for Easter worship at 7, 8:30, 10, or 11 o'clock, where we'll be starting a new sermon series about the resurrection and what it means for our everyday lives. Won't you be our guest and come and see?
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. Well, even a bit shorthanded because of spring break last week, the West Hall girls in track and field picked up a 3rd place in the Battle of the Branch Invitational. Lady Spartans were led by Lanisha Kierce, who won the triple jump, 100-meter hurdles, and the 300-meter hurdles. Maia Booker won the 100 and 200-meter dashes, as West Hall finished behind Collins Hill and Greenbrier. For the North Hall girls, Victoria Rogers won the 3200 and ran 2nd in the 1600. We'll bring the show now Coach Cindy Herford of the West Hall Lady Spartans track and field team. And Cindy, first of all, thanks for coming in. And 3rd place, was that a pretty good place for you? Although I know you, as I said, that you were a little shorthanded because some people got an early start on spring break.
Right. It was pretty good. There was 17 teams there, so we Collins Hill and I think Athens Christian beat us. But yeah, we were proud of our placing, considering we were missing some girls.
Lanisha Kierce, 3 wins, triple jump, 100 meters hurdles, 300-meter hurdles. Maia Booker, the 100 and 200 champions. They both run on your relay teams as well. they're sort of picking up where they left off last year, right, when they had a great year.
They are. They've both had a couple of injuries this year, but finally our times are starting to get better and better. So hopefully we'll be where we need to be at region time.
Well, I mean, you don't really want to be peaking right up now because you still got region and state to come up some.
That's right. So it's going in the direction it needs to go. So hopefully we can continue.
You fairly deep this year, Cindy?
No, that's been our problem. We have some really young girls, but I think, they're coming along too. Depth has been a problem for us this year a little bit, though, but
and
hopefully.
You also mentioned the fact that you've had a little bit of problem staying healthy, and in any sport. I mean, that's the key, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, last year we were injury-free the whole season. It was nice, and this year it's just been one injury after another. We've got a couple out with knee surgeries and then a few nursing injuries that we're trying to get over before region.
So you've got some people that are not going to be with you, period.
Right.
They're gone.
Right.
Oh, wow. Is there any way to try to make up for that? You patrol the halls and get people to come out?
I have been looking in the halls every period. Hey.
But you come out for try.
We're trying. We'll work around it as best we can.
How do you stack up? I mean, you said this was a big meet with the people from lots of different classifications and so forth. How do you stack up around here in your region, in your competition?
Lanier and Gainesville are both very tough competition this year. We won region last year, but this year they've both come on pretty strong. We've seen them a couple of times and have split with them. So we'll see. We'll see at region time how it goes.
How about what's the makeup of the team now as far as seniors and juniors and sophomores and so on?
We're still good as far as that goes. I think we've got 2 seniors on the team this year, so we're not losing but 2, thank goodness.
So after spring break, what's next up for you? What's the big thing?
Thursday is Hall County track meet at Johnson.
Okay, after spring break.
After spring break. That's the next thing we've got coming up.
Okay. As I said, you feel pretty good about your competition there. I mean, you mentioned Lanier and Gainesville, but so I guess Gainesville.
Well, Gainesville will be there.
Yeah, Gainesville will be there. Anybody else in the county? I mean, North Hall always has those distance runners, don't they?
North Hall's distance runners are always something we have to contend with. We've seen the rest of them this year, I think. I think we've seen all the rest of them except for East Hall this year. So we'll see. I don't know. I think we're okay. Gainesville, like I said, is pretty tough competition.
Other than staying healthy, where do you need to come on to make a push and repeat as region champs and make a little splash in state?
We've got to have our girls that aren't the first place winners to place and get some points. That's what's got to come along. Right now we're struggling getting points other than out of our leading runners. We need our second, because you can enter 2 in each event.
Right.
And so we need our second girls to get some points.
All right. Cindy, thanks for coming in.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that, and good luck to the Lady Spartans the rest
Thank
of the
you.
way, okay?
Thank you.
Cindy Herford, West Hall Girls Track and Field Coach. Now, also at that Battle of the Branch Track and Field Invitational, the North Hall boys finished tied for 4th behind Greenbrier, Collins Hill, and Athens Christian. Luis Gonzalez won the 1,600 and ran second in the 800 meters for the Trojans, while teammate Tuckalo Cicero won the 3,200. Defending boys Quad State pole vault champion Austin Eckenroth of Flowery Branch won that event, and the Branch girls had Catherine Randolph dominate to win the long jump. In other track news, the Gainesville boys track team, with a number of second-place finishes, finished 3rd out of 9 competing schools at the recent Amicalola Invitational in Dawsonville. The Elephants' Markel Woodard had first-place finishes and set meet records in the 800 and 1,600 for Gainesville. He also ran on both relay teams, which were runners-up. We're back to wrap up this week's show when we come back.
Hi, I'm Rob Bruce. I'm the pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church. And this Sunday, this cross will be a cross of new life filled with fresh flowers. And we invite you to join us this Sunday for Easter worship at 7, 8:30, 10, or 11 o'clock, where we'll be starting a new sermon series about the resurrection and what it means for our everyday lives. Won't you be our guest and come and see?
This program is also brought to you by Long Street Cafe, now with 2 locations in Gainesville, 1043 Riverside Terrace and 405 Pearl Nicks Parkway. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Saturday. Long Street's got the reputation for Gainesville's fastest drive-through and the best fried chicken you'll ever sink your teeth into, plus veggies, a full salad bar, and great desserts. Check today's menu at www.longstreetcafe.com. Call a friend and meet them for a hearty meal at Long Street Cafe, where they put the home in the cooking. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood. With 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.
We're back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. We're back to start the wrap-up with soccer from last week. Gainesville goalie Rebecca Webster recorded 11 saves in goal, including 3 penalty kicks and a 2-1 win at Oconee County. Liza Carpenter, who is headed to Young Harris to play college soccer, scored the lone goal in regulation time. And after a scoreless overtime, Carpenter, Jasmine Pinato, and Mary Catherine Dempsey each converted penalty kicks. Gainesville boys made it a sweep with a 1-0 win over the Warriors that night. Douglas Mejia scoring for the Red Elephants off an assist from Ricardo Gomez. Gainesville's girls stayed unbeaten in the region with a 1-0 decision over North Hall last week. Hartley Carter with the game's only goal. Ditto for the Gainesville boys, staying perfect in the region with a 2-0 win over the Trojans. Aiden Rising scored on an assist from Eduardo Espinosa and then assisted on Espinosa's goal. Alex Lawson had 2 goals as the North Hall girls beat Chestatee 4-2 last week. Ryan Marcano had his 3rd hat trick of the season as Riverside beat Lakeview 4-0 last week. Victor Salcido had his 7th shutout in goal this season. Lakeview's boys beat Georgia Military 2-1 as Tyler Kimball had a goal and an assist. Alexis Rebiar had both goals in the Chestatee girls' 2-0 win over Monroe area. Flowery Branch girls beat Habersham Central 5-1. Kayla Robles had a goal and an assist as the Lady Falcons beat Appalachia 2-0. Thomas Davis scored the game's only goal off an assist by Adrian Lagranda as Flowery Branch beat the Hab Central guys 1-0. Luis Teran had 15 saves in goal. Flowery Branch boys also beat Appalachia on penalty kicks last week. East Hall's boys clinched first in their sub-region with a 10-0 win over Union County. Saul Lopez had 2 goals and 3 assists. Also with 2 goals each in the scoring spree were Julio Avila, Jason Mendoza, and Edgar Serrano. Johnson's boys beat Oconee County 2-1, while West Hall got by Franklin County 3-0 last week. Katie Forrester and Gabrielle Legis each scoring twice as the Lady Spartans won 10-0 over the Lady Lions. Earlier, West Hall girls had beaten Monroe 7-0 as Adalia Avalar had a hat trick and Brooke Reed scored twice. In golf, under a point-scoring system, the Gainesville boys finished second to Hab Central last week in the Big Red Shootout, and they finished second by a single point. Defending champion Johns Creek wound up 3rd at Chattahoochee. North Hall tied for 6th, and Johnson was 12th, and Riverside 16th in the Big Red Shootout. Now, in regular play, Gainesville's girls beat North Hall and Lumpkin County. Morgan Reese led the Lady Elephants with a 38 on that day. Gainesville's girls then beat West Hall and White County. West Hall's girls and boys swept the Jefferson golf teams. North Hall's boys beat Lumpkin County in a split squad of their own players, the North Hall Black team. Andy Bracewell shot a 36 for the North Hall White team, and Hunter Young led the North Hall Black team with a 37. Lakeview's boys beat Lanier, and West Hall's teams also beat Lanier. Now in tennis, Gainesville's boys beat Lanier 4-1. Gainesville's boys beat Walnut Grove 5-love, and the Elephants then swept West Hall, while Chestatee swept Johnson in tennis last week. Chestatee's girls beat Forsyth Central, and the North Hall ladies blanked White County. West Hall's boys did the same to Lanier. Flowery Branch shut out Clark Central 5-0, girls and boys, and the Falcons also swept Appalachia. Chestatee's girls edged Stevens County 3-2 last week, while Lakeview's team swept Towns County, the boys in a shutout, and the Line boys also shut out George Walton. Okay, time now to name our athletes of the week. For the females, we're going to go with West Hall Track's Lanisha Kierce with her 3 wins at the Battle of the Branch Invitational for the Lady Spartans. And for the males, Zach Mize of North Hall Baseball is our male athlete of the week for Hall County Sports TV. He had a huge week at the plate last week for the Trojans. Okay, a couple other things to mention to you. The American Powerlifting Committee State Championships coming up this Saturday in Athens. That'll start the local weightlifting season for bench pressers and full power people. The local Georgia Iron Dogs are the defending state and national champs in both those categories. APC also adding a push-pull, bench press, and deadlift category this year. Now, this meet is at the Holiday Inn Express just off the downtown Athens area, and it's scheduled to get underway about 10 o'clock in the morning. And finally, congrats to some of our local basketball players. East Hall's Jasmine Jenkins made the Georgia Sports Writers All-State Basketball Team, first team in AA. Teammate Morgan Jackson was honorable mention. East Hall's J.C. Hampton made the boys' second team in AA, while North Hall's McKenna Rushton made the AAA girls' second team, and Lakeview's Austin Pearson was honorable mention in single A boys. Now, next week, be sure and join us right here on Hall County Sports Television as we name our program's choices for athletes, teams, and coaches for this past winter season. Don't miss it. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports.
Hi, I'm Rob Bruce. I'm the pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church. And this Sunday, this cross will be a cross of new life filled with fresh flowers. And we invite you to join us this Sunday for Easter worship at 7, 8:30, 10, or 11 o'clock, where we'll be starting a new sermon series about the resurrection and what it means for our everyday lives. Won't you be our guest and come and see? Hi, I'm Rob Bruce. I'm the pastor here at McEver Road United Methodist Church. And I was thinking this morning about how complicated life is. We have a lot of choices to make in life and not a whole lot of guidelines to do it sometimes. It's like being a parent. You know, I'd hoped when I was a parent that our kids would come into the world with their instructions printed on their bottom, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. And parenting is so much guesswork. I'm amazed that we hear so many people talk on TV, and we can go into the bookstores and see the books and the folks on TVs that have all the answers, but you and I know that they don't have all the answers. And the answers aren't as simple as they tell us sometimes, that all you have to do is smile just right, or say this thing, or feed your children this, and everything will be all right. You know, Jesus gathered with his followers after he was raised from the dead on a mountain in Galilee. And in Matthew 28, it tells us in verse 17 that even then some doubted. And I think that's interesting that the church was formed with some doubt in it. We don't have all the answers. We have some answers, but we don't have all of them. And if you'd like to be part of a community that doesn't have all the answers, but that can help you be at peace with the questions, well, then we invite you to join us at McEver Road. We invite you to come by and visit us at one of our worship services. Won't you come and see? Hi, I'm Rob Bruce, pastor at McEver Road United Methodist Church. We'd like to invite you to be our guest between now and Easter for a special sermon series called Terror and Amazement. You might be asking, why terror and amazement? Because the original end of Mark goes, so they went out and fled from the tomb, for terror and amazement had seized them, and they said nothing to anyone, for they were afraid. Won't you be our guest and come and see?